Prices for car insurance increased over 19% compared to last year, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. And nearly half of consumers are actively shopping around for a new plan, according to a J.D. Power study. To discuss how you might be able to save some cash, we've got Shannon Martin, bank rate analyst, here with us. Shannon, great to see you here. A lot of people looking to ease some of those costs, but what is the reality as of right now within this market for car insurance?
Right now, the reality is that people are struggling to make their car insurance payments. Things have gotten really expensive. You do want to do what you can to shop around and compare rates, but keep in mind you might not save as much now as you would have in the past few years.
What is the biggest input that's driving prices for car insurance higher right now? Is it wages? Is it getting the actual parts and equipment? Because there's a few things that are inputs into the overall expense basis for a lot of the servicing that needs to take place in the insurance business.
That's absolutely right. Right now, the cost of motor vehicle repair is about 45% higher now than it was before the pandemic. So that is a real significant driver in the cost of car insurance. You also have to look at extreme weather. There's just a lot of factors that happen. There was also a 10% increase in car crash fatalities that occurred in 2021. Now, the car crashes are still higher. Fatality rates are still higher now than they were before, but they have started to come down recently by a little over 3%.
You know, it's particularly interesting as we think about insurance claims, and you mentioned some of the events that are driving more of these claims to come through. Has there been a major delta or a major change in the approval process for claims and how much people are actually getting paid out?
What's really interesting is with the cost of parts and labor being so much higher, policyholders are now actually having their vehicles totaled at a sooner rate than they were before. So there's not necessarily a change in how claims are being paid, but because the value of the vehicle might fall below how much it costs to repair the vehicle now, you might not be able to keep your vehicle. It might end up being totaled, and you receive a claim check that you need to put towards purchasing a new vehicle.
How is insurance cost playing into the mindset of those who are trying to weigh the decision of whether or not to purchase an electric vehicle even?
Electric vehicles currently are still priced higher than your standard vehicle. So that is something that most drivers and policyholders should keep in mind. My best advice for anyone who's even thinking about purchasing a car is start with your insurance budget first. Get full VIN numbers from different dealerships, get quotes from agents so that you know what car falls within your insurance budget before you head down to the dealership.
In terms of the data that is taken in by so many vehicles, electric or standard combustion engine vehicles, or internal combustion engine vehicles, I should say, there's more data than ever before because of the technology that's integrated into vehicles. How can drivers also make sure that they're leveraging that data to get better rates on their insurance?
All of us are still fairly nervous about how much data insurance companies collect from our driving habits. Many drivers are looking into taking advantage of telematic discounts, but they do collect data on not only necessarily where you're driving, but what time of night that you're driving, your brake patterns. So I would speak with your agent, make sure you're comfortable with the level of data they're acquiring. And some people are also looking at low mileage plans where if you're driving less than 4,000 miles a year, you might save money because you aren't driving too much, but those insurance companies are collecting that data as well.
It's a big week for tech earnings as two of the Mag 7 names, Tesla and Alphabet, are set to report quarterly results. Now, these results come as...
So yeah, man, car insurance is on the rise. It's just part of inflation. It's not no joke. It's definitely not no joke. So go ahead, Hakeem. What's your take on what the car insurance, getting so expensive?
So we all have gotten car insurance here. So everybody, I recently have spoke to a car insurance person. So this is kind of ironic about this. So she mentioned to me that due to inflation, the rates are higher. And also there's other factors that play into effect, your age, the accidents you have, where you live. These also play a big factor. You live in a place that doesn't have many accidents, it'll be lower. But regardless of that, there still is a higher percentage you're going to pay for car insurance due to just how inflation is killing us right now. So, and most of the time you got to think about the type of car you got too. So to try to hedge against inflation, we all know buying an older car means it's less to insure. You drive a newer car, it's going to be more to insure. If you're riding around in that new Tesla, it's going to cost you $4, 5, 6, $800 every 6 months. So we just got to be aware financially on how we spend our money.
I totally agree, and I think one of the issues we have in today's society is people want to be like the Joneses, but don't can't able to maintain like the Joneses, and that's what the problem we are facing in today's America, especially with car insurance on the rise, and it seems like it's not slowing down even during this inflation. Prime example, my car insurance went up by 12%, and because my car is mostly considered like a fancy high end type vehicle. So that's the reason why it's high. Not only that, but plus the area that I'm staying in. So Hakeem, you made a great point talking about the area you stay in. Now, if you stay in an area where there is not that many car accidents, your rate will go down significantly. But then if you stay in an area that is a lot of car accidents, like the area I'm staying in, it jumps it up. And I remember, and not only that, but also you could talk to your car insurance agent. They can also tell you there's also plans where they could try to bring down your rate for you if you got add like another additional car or your house or anything that could probably benefit pretty much you when you keep your stuff insured. But the car payment is on the rise, and that's why I say it's sad to see that people still is trying to buy new cars. And I'm like, you can't even afford it based on these cars. You're like, I think I talked to one guy who actually did buy like a newest car. He told me his car insurance was close to $1,000. Hakeem
Oh
in
wow!
Jordan, and I was like, because of the type of car, because he had a BMW, the newer version of the BMW. Something for people to really think about. Shout out to Jordan Hurdle is also in the building. Go ahead, Jordan.
Hey, I'm a big fan of taking other transportations if you cannot afford a car, especially live in big cities. If you're in New York, you know you definitely got the subway. You don't need a car with that. If you're here in, if you live in LA, traffic here is crazy. I best believe you. There's sometimes when if there's a certain situation I can go with my car, but I found out there's some train can get there quicker than a car can. I am a big advocate of other transportation. It don't make you look poor. It don't make you look anything. It just make you look smart about your money. You take a bus. You could take a Uber. If you're on a membership, you get like an additional 10 or 50% off. Learn the ways how to save your money. We know that car insurance is on the rise and everything. So I'm not saying you're gonna have to get a car or or put drive it everywhere. But when it comes to circumstances with car insurance and everything, gas and everything, all inflation is going up. There is nothing wrong to take public transportation. That's why it's there for. You can get a plan, you can get a bus card. They might have a deal for you, get a discount and everything. There is anything, nothing wrong. If you need to save your money and you feel like you go on your Google Maps and everything, feel like our transportation could get you maybe a little bit quicker, and also maybe can save you a little bit more money than having a car and having a car insurance, or having saving enough money so you can pay at least pay for your car insurance or pay for a car note. Personally for me, I have an older car. I'm not paying any car note on that. I'm happy about that. Gas is really not kidding me. I could fill up $60 into the gallon, and car insurance is low on my car and everything, so I'm lucky on that. But I'll say this again: if you need to save your money, if you can't afford insurance, public transportation is the key. You can save money. Period. My bad.
Bless you. No, that being that being said, I think people do your research when it comes to the aspect of car insurance, and not that when it comes to the aspect of purchasing a car. A lot of people right now are doing videos when it comes to the aspect of car insurance and purchasing a car at the same time. People are complaining, especially when it comes to the aspect of YouTube. That being said, hip hop. Jordan, what's going on in the hip hop world?
Well, we ain't talked about this man in a long